For the listening audience, can you briefly kind of tease out some of the major differences between feature animation and, say, episodic or even shorts?
Well, I have a long history with that question, to tell you the truth, because it's my answer has changed over the years. When I first started out in animation in the 90s, it was the heyday of feature animation, especially certainly at Disney. And there was definitely a distinction. And when I was at Cal Arts going to school, you started hearing about how some students really wanted to get into the new place, Hanna-Barbera, and Cartoon Network was just starting up, and they're excited about that. And then there was kind of a more snobby kind of look at, well, if you really want to be an animator, you got to work at Disney and feature animation. And Disney was starting their one Saturday morning kind of thing. And so they had a whole TV side that was gearing up in the 90s. And it was definitely like, and I know it sounds very snobby, but from the feature animation side, when I started working in feature animation, everybody looked down upon if you had to start out in TV animation, or God forbid, if you couldn't make it in feature animation, you ended up in TV animation. It was like that was definitely, lower skill sets and all that kind of stuff. And there was a pay difference. I mean, everything was different. It was definitely, you know, um, the minor league and the major league, and feature animation was the major league. That was the majors. And you could say that still exists to somewhat, but TV animation has changed dramatically, and certainly streaming and the onset of Prime and Disney Plus and Netflix and all that has brought upon series work now. You can't even really call it TV series or TV animation. It's just series. And the budgets have gone up. But even at like Disney, at Disney Studios, Disney TV animation, the kinds of shows they're making now, the budgets they're putting into them, they look good, and there's no turning your nose up at any of that stuff anymore. The quality level has surged on the TV production side or the series side, whatever you want to call it, to a point where people move around pretty easily, and with no shaming to their career by having a resume that has TV and then feature and then series, and then that kind of back and forth I've been seeing happening in the last, I don't know, I want to say 5 years. That has been, I think, really good for the industry because it's not as competitive and there's not such a low feeling towards TV or series work anymore. But for me, I started and trained in feature animation. I've always been in feature animation. I've freelanced a little bit. I'll just be honest. I have done a little bit of projects here and there on the TV side, but it was, earlier days, and I guess I didn't have a good experience so much. I prefer to be in features. To me, and my upbringing at Cal Arts, California Institute of the Arts, where I went to school, it was always feature focused. It was always classic Disney animation, full animation. I like that. So if anything, I just have my own biases now, but I think the industry doesn't have so much biases anymore.